everybody, it's me, Corey T, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the actual techniques, manifestation techniques that I personally use, my personal favourite ones that I do use when I'm creating a change in my life, when I'm wanting something new to happen, when I'm wanting to experience a certain thing, a certain place, a certain experience, whatever it is. These are things that I actually use that I really enjoy using. And the reason why I don't often talk about techniques on my channel is because I remember whenever I was in a real sort of desperate lack state and I would type into Google or YouTube, how to manifest XYZ, how to manifest this, how to get it, how to get, tell me how to get it, tell me what to do. I just need to know what to do and I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do that thing and then I'll get it. And it was like I was using techniques in order to get, and it just kept me in this kind of lack mentality. And it's really hard not to use them to get, because actually there's something really magical about some of these techniques. I think there's something magical about the universe. I don't know what it is, but there's something magical about manifestation and creation and the power that we have when we're wanting to create things in our life. And I know that you might be wanting to experience a certain thing and you might be wanting to know, okay, how do I do it? Tell me how to do it. And you find these techniques, and I think the trap that a lot of people fall into is like, just do techniques, and then it's going to happen. And then actually we never get to address the inner work that we need to do. We never get to address the core beliefs that we've got to change. And a lot of my channel is really about that. So, you know, whenever I'm talking on my channel, I'm often talking about ways and things and reasons that you can protect your mental health in the process of creating what it is that you want. And that's really my priority, because I know how crazy you can go whenever you're wanting to create a specific thing, especially when it comes to relationships. I know, and specific people, I know how crazy the whole manifestation process can drive you. So when I'm talking about techniques now, I'm talking about things that I do, never obsessively, never like I absolutely need to do it, otherwise it's not going to happen. I don't think like that anymore. I don't use techniques in a way where I think if I don't do this thing, then it's not going to happen. I do these techniques because I actually enjoy them, because they make me feel good, and because, you know what, there's something magic, especially I think about visualization, that I've experienced and lived too many times for me to deny that it has had anything to do with my creations and the things that have happened in my life. So that's the first one. The first thing, my favorite manifestation technique, I suppose, is visualization. I just think that everything starts in the mind. Our minds are so incredibly powerful. We don't even know how powerful they are, but I believe that we do have an incredible power with our mind when we're creating. Everything starts in the mind. Someone who created a chair imagined the chair in their mind and what they would do with it and where it would go and what it would look like and what material it would be and how it would feel and everything. They imagined it, they planned it, they drew it out, they visualized it, and then they created it, but it started in the mind. And it's the same with absolutely everything. And I have too much experience in my life to discredit visualization, because there are things that I have imagined so clearly and specifically, and you'll find many of those stories on my channel, especially when it comes to my relationship. I imagined winning the Outstanding Student Award when I did my master's degree. I was absolutely so clear on that visualization, and then it happened. And it felt like I'd already experienced it, because I had in my mind, and my mind knew no difference. And so many things that happened with me and my specific person, so many places that I've been, so many experiences that I've wanted to have. And what I did was I just lay down, stood up, went for a walk, talked about it, wrote it down, whatever way I felt like at the time, whatever way I feel like visualizing at the time, I just do that. And as clearly and in as much detail as I possibly can. And sometimes I'll do a visualization and it really feels like it was a really powerful one. Like it really feels like I come out of it and it feels like, oh my God, I was just there. I've been there. I've lived it. I know what it's like. I know where I'm going. And it doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes it's harder to visualize than others. But definitely visualization has been one of my absolute go-to things that I do whenever I'm wanting to create a new change in my mind. I always visualize it first. I always experience it in my mind first. And you know, there are videos, scientific videos, that talk about how mind and matter are the same thing, that you can't have mind without matter, and how when we're creating in our mind, we are literally changing particles in the universe. And so, you know what? I believe that. I do. And I don't know all the science about it. And in fact, I really like the mystery of it. I love the magic of it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. And I don't need to know all the answers. I just know that visualization has been a really beautiful thing that I've used to create many things. And sometimes when I do visualizations, it happens really, really quickly. And sometimes it happens years later, years and years later. I never really know when the manifestation is going to occur, but I just trust that when I've lived it, when I've experienced it, when I've put it in my vortex, as Abraham Hicks would say, it's there and it's bound to happen at some point. And that's what I believe and that's what I experience. So there's that. And then the other thing that I do is I have a note on my phone. I have a specific note in my notepad on my phone where whenever I think of something that I want to create, I literally just write it down in my notes. And it's like my vortex notepad, my little notepad in my phone where I'm just writing out experiences that I want to have. I'm imagining certain things and I'm just playing. I'm just writing things down. I'm just adding to the list of things that I'm creating. And what I love doing is going back to that list and reading it and then just ticking things off as they happen. And that makes me feel really powerful, especially when I look back and I think, oh, tick, 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 all those things that have happened. And it makes me feel like, wow, I really did write that down and then experience it. And you know, it's just a list that's ongoing. It's really long. It's really long, but I enjoy reading that and I enjoy adding to it. I enjoy that list. It feels like a powerful little place where I can go to. You know, sometimes when I'm bored, if I'm on a plane, if I'm on a train, wherever I am, I just play with my imagination, with creativity, and I write down the things that I want to create. I've written down things that I wanted to hear people say. I've written down things that I wanted to happen. I've written down things that I want to happen in the future, loads of things in there. So I'd recommend that. Use your phone and have a special sacred secret note that you can add to whenever you want to. The other thing that I like to do is have a notepad, an actual pen and paper, new notebook, really powerful. I have so many notebooks because I really enjoy the process of actually physically writing and scripting and imagining. It's just the same but different. It's the same thing like I do with my phone, but I think there's also something powerful about actually writing it down with your hand and really putting it into the world with your energy like that. And I like reading those notebooks. I like referring to them and seeing what I've written down and imagining and feeling into those scenarios that I've created with my mind and pen and paper. So really, overall, it starts in the mind. It just starts in the mind, all of these things. But these are the main things that I do. I don't do revision. I don't do SATs. I barely ever do meditations anymore. I used to, but I don't really do it now because I prefer doing these other things. And that's just what I do. Personal preference might be different for you, might be different for other people, but it is really up to you, whatever feels good. And honestly, that's it. Basically, those three things, that's what I do. I suppose occasionally, if I really wanted to go into it, I might do a meditation, a guided meditation. But honestly, I just don't really do those anymore. I used to do them, but now I guess I don't. I don't feel I need to. The other things that I do, like the writing on my phone or writing in a notepad or visualizing, I just do them as and when I feel like it. Absolutely no urgency to do it, no real need to do it. It's just something that I occasionally like doing. And I'm always future imagining. I'm always kind of future planning in my mind. I guess that's like a consistent thing that I'm often doing basically every day without really thinking about it too much. I'm always imagining things in the future. And I enjoy doing that because I feel like I'm going somewhere, I'm heading somewhere, but it's not like I need to sit down and really plan it and think about it too much because it's happening basically all the time. And I'm always really conscious of the way that I'm talking talking to people about the future too. So often in the past, I used to be really anxious and worried about the future, and I'd not really be aware of my language or the things that I'm saying to other people, because I wasn't aware of the power that I had when I was creating. But now I'm really conscious of what I'm using, the words that I'm using, and how I'm talking to people, and how that might be impacting the way that they're seeing me and my own possibilities, and how that then will come back around to me. So I'm really conscious of the way that I speak to people and what I'm creating as well. So these are my things, that's all. And yeah, I know that there's many other techniques that you can do, but I just don't really feel the need to do them, you know. I guess before I was really feeling in a strong state of lack and need, but I worked on my self-concept, I worked on my self-esteem, I worked on my self-love, and I'm always doing that. I'm always working on my self-esteem, actually. It's something that's like an ongoing process. And I do that by telling myself new stories about who I believe I am. So in terms of like actually manifestation techniques to imagine something new actually happening, those things, those three things that I mentioned are the things that I do. But it's a whole other story when it comes to self-concept, because that is a journey that has required a lot of things, including coaching. Definitely coaching was and is such an important part of my life, having that mirror to reflect back to me my belief systems, ask me questions, show me the shadows that are hiding that I can't see. That has been such an important part of my journey, and I just don't know where I would be without having had a coach and coaches and mentors. So that was really important. And is really important. But also I've done courses. I invest a lot of time and a lot of money into my personal development because it is worth it, because it has been so transformational for me, and I've changed so much as a person, as a partner, as a sister, as a daughter, as everything. I'm more loving because of these things that I've done. And I've cleared so many of my blocks, and there's still things that I want to do. There's so much growth that I know is yet to be had, but these things that I do to improve myself and my self-concept and how I think about myself have absolutely been so worth every minute and every penny that I ever invested into it. So that's the other part of the puzzle in terms of creating changes, because if it wasn't for the coaching and the therapy that I had and have, I don't think I would have been able to see the shadows and the belief systems that were holding me back, and wouldn't have been able to experience the release of so many emotions that were trapped in my nervous system and in my body from a really long time ago. So learning about the nervous system, doing courses on anxiety, on manifestation, has just been so important in my healing journey, in my personal journey. So that's the other side of it, I suppose. And I love all of those things. I just bloody love it. I just love it all. And you guys are awesome, and you guys have helped me more than you know too, because in order to teach things, you also have to learn it. You know what they say, the best way of learning is to teach. And so being on this journey has been amazing to have a YouTube channel, because it's forced me to learn so much, and I really do feel like everything has changed because of it, and I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, that's my summary really of my favourite things, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what yours are. What are the things that you like doing to create the things that you want in your life? What are your favourite things, your favourite manifestation techniques, and what would you recommend to other people? I would really like to know. So if you would like any more information about one-to-one support with me, you'd like me to be your coach, or you'd like any other information about anything else that I can offer, you can find all the information in the links below. This Saturday, tomorrow, I have You versus You, which is a workshop, a 2-hour workshop, which is happening to help you distinguish between the voice of fear and shame and your highest self, so that we can leave fear and shame in 2022 and go into 2023 feeling excited, refreshed, empowered and strong so that we can create amazing things. Now, if you would like to come to my manifestation small group manifesting session on New Year's Day, we're going to be doing lots of these techniques that we are going to be using to get really clear on the year ahead and get really excited about it on this very, very sacred day, which is New Year's Day. It's my favourite day to manifest anything. So if you would like to come along to that, you can find tickets in the link below, and I will see you in the next video.